guys, welcome back to Omni Garage. Today we're here at Wyatt Machine Tools and we're here to play with a few of the toys.
So Paul from Wyatt Group, he's invited us down to Auckland here today, and he's the biggest distributor for Rupes tools throughout New Zealand, and we've come down, we've had a go on the tools. Hopefully we're going to learn some sort of process and learn about the Rupes, the steps involved to polishing a car, and Bev, here's our operator. He's going to show us through what we need to know.
Yeah, no, hi guys, welcome. I'm Bevan Bradley from Wyatt Machine Tools. It's great to have you here.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully we can run through a few of these tools today, the BigFoot polishing system, and get you up to speed of what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve here.
So we've got three key tools that we're going to have a play with today. You don't need all of these in order to detail your car, but if you were to pick three, the three that we're going to test today would be them. So what are the three tools that we've got here? Just a really quick overview, Bevan.
Okay, so the three tools we'll be looking at today is the LHR15. This is the latest Mark III version. It has the variable speed control with variable trigger. Runs 150mm pad. It's a great go-to tool for any car enthusiast and also your high-end detailers. Then we're going to look at the 75, LHR75, which is the mini BigFoot. Takes a 75mm pad, variable speed again, very good for in the areas a little bit hard to get to. And then you've got your Nano iBrid, which is the small battery operated or power packed, and that takes a 40mm pad or a 70mm pad. Very good for edge work and things. So we'll run through them, have a play with all of them, and hopefully
Hopefully we'll learn something.
We'll all learn a bit more, I think.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into it.
All
All
right,
right,
have a look.
thank you guys.
What we're doing here is starting on the rear quarter panel of the Kia, and we're going to get our LHR15 all primed up and ready to go. So we'll come over to the table and get this all set. And it looks like we're using the yellow fine pad. So what's our system here?
We're going to start with the yellow pad. As I said earlier, it's always a good go-to, just so you can figure out what the paint's doing, what it's like, how aggressive you have to, or non-aggressive you have to be with the cut.
It's just a good starting point.
It's just a good starting point. Now, to start out, obviously you have to prime your pad and that, so always just give your liquid a bit of a shake up to make sure that it's all good. You only ever need a couple of drops.
And just a couple of drops, even just to prime?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. About the size of your thumbnail. All right. About the size of your thumb. A couple of drops like that on the pad. Okay. So then you take that over to the vehicle. Now we want to check the panel. So a good test for this is actually doing a spot when you're priming your pad. It basically gives you your test spot, and it tells you what the paint's going to do. Okay. So basically, you always start on the vehicle. All right. Turn the machine down low.
So
okay.
You've got
that's on two there. Okay. So we just start. We just hold it there, and you'll actually feel. You can actually see on the machine, on the pad, it going around. And it'll slowly start to get a bit easier. And then you'll slowly take the machine up.
And you've got that set to number 4?
Number 4 now.
Number 4,
Okay. So we just work that a little bit. Now our pad should be primed. Okay.
And that's what that looks like on the back there.
That's it. On there.
The pad primes.
And the pad's there. All right. So you'll always get these marks where you put your dots. You're not going to have massive coverage of compound because we don't want that.
People might get confused having, well, I need to have product all over the pad, but you don't.
We don't want that.
That's ready to go.
That pad's working all the way around. You can see the compound and that working through it and everything. So we don't want that smeared in this pad's face looking grey.
So if your pad looks like this, I mean, if I was looking at this pad as a beginner, I'd be thinking, okay, I haven't spread that product in enough. I'll be going and screening a bit more to try and get that even coverage, and I guess that's just where we've clogged our pad, right?
Yeah, correct. That's dead right. So if we look at this, we'll just get our cloth. So we saw that rear quarter was quite scratched up. We've done a test spot, so we just give it a wipe.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you have a look, there's still a few of the deeper marks, the deeper scratches and everything else like that. But that would only just be a matter of a little bit more time on the pad.
Yeah.
Add a little bit of compound and then just go back on and just go over it a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. So I wouldn't do anything more aggressive on this vehicle.
Yeah.
I would just persevere
Yeah.
with the yellow and just take a little bit longer.
And you do a couple more passes and stuff.
A couple
like
more passes.
Yeah.
Now, the whole idea of this system and everything else like that, as you can see, there's no mess. Like I've wiped that. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no throw off around the car or anything
No,
else like
absolutely
that.
not.
So if you
Clean to work with.
it's clean. It's very clean. So if you work through the vehicle and pick a panel and do that panel, wipe it down, you're happy.
Yeah.
You've got what you want to do.
Yeah.
Then you move on to the next one.
Yeah.
If you see it needs a little bit more, then you go back. Okay. So you can see a few, like you can sort of see our area where we've done. We're pretty clean through there.
And I mean, we've done very minimal passes at all.
Correct.
Really there.
Okay, so what I would do now, we know that we're going to get most of this all out of here with our yellow pad and our yellow compound.
Yeah.
I would add a couple more drops now
Okay.
and go through them.
And just start them.
and
Start
go through, and continue through.
Yeah. And how much pressure are you applying?
Not very much at all. Like I said, you don't want to see that pad like this.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to be all squashed up or anything like
Yeah.
that. It's just a firm pressure so that you've got control over the machine,
Yeah.
and two, that you're actually working it.
Now you mentioned earlier around the black marks on here, so you can see when when it's stalling. So can you show us that in action on the paint and show us what
Yep.
stalling would look like for a beginner?
Now see how the line's going around now?
Yeah.
Okay? You can see that black line? See what's happening now? So that's your pad stall.
Yeah. So we have to apply quite a lot of pressure to actually get
You
it
do,
through that.
but you'll notice when you go up to something like that,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Easier to do.
Yeah. And sometimes the pad will stall because it's just picking up on some compound or something that it's trying to move around.
Okay.
But then, when Rupes say too, basically what you do, when you do a panel, the pad size, you don't do an area any bigger than 6.
Okay.
Okay? So that's our area we want to concentrate on.
So you're keeping yourself organised, working small sections.
You're keeping yourself in those smaller sections.
Okay.
Then you move to this section.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you can just run around your arc.
And effectively that would be 6 versions of passes, right?
It's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pad sizes.
Yeah.
Okay? And what you want to do is, we always say, you want to do passes that way and
Yeah.
passes that way,
Yeah.
and you do 3.
3.
So we're going 3, so this
Three
way,
this
this
way.
way, this way,
Yeah.
this way, this way, this way, and
3
then back
times.
again 3
Three
times. Okay.
Okay, so generally do that 3 times,
Yeah.
and then you have a wipe down, you have a look, and there you should be able to see where you're at.
Right.
So
So we'll watch you finish the panel here.
What sort of speed are you doing your passes at?
do them quite slowly.
Yeah.
You're not in a hurry, because at the end of the day, you want to only do it once.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to be doing it over and over
Yeah,
again.
you don't want to go fast twice, right? It's the same as going slow,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
So you're better off to slow down a bit.
Yeah. You want that compound to be doing the work, not you.
You get a little bit of pad stall in there, but like I say, it's not important, it's not a major, it's not affecting what we're doing.
And as you do more passes, you can go a bit quicker. Yeah.
And you can actually see the pads working better.
Yeah.
You can see it's not got the pad stall and everything.
And you're applying the same pressure.
Same pressure. I'm only basically holding on to it.
Yeah.
Just holding on to it.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it flat.
Yeah.
How many passes is that? That'll be about our third, won't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, you go up towards the lights and things. We're not going to damage anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you've got there,
So we'll wipe that off with our...
And you can see there's not much slinging, there's not much mess here. There's a little bit of dust here and there, but I mean, that's not too bad. And I haven't got covered and everything, so this is a clean product to work with.
it is. And the beauty with this dust up here, it just
wipes off.
It just disappears.
Yeah.
You can fan it off.
Yeah.
If you've got a little compressor or something, you can just blow that off.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get your cloth.
Do you need to use a panel wipe or anything like that to remove the oils and things like that? No.
So if we bring the camera up close on this here, we can definitely see. Quite tough to see them up.
And also too, with the few marks that are down the edge here, you would get those on your edge work.
Okay.
When you do your edge work and things like that.
Yeah.
But for anyone who just wants to give their car a nice polish, basically it's just a matter of just working through those. You can hold this on there. Go over these edges.
Yeah. And what about when you're coming up the gear? Are you at risk of doing stuff burning through it or anything like that?
If you happen to hold that on there for a long period of time, yes, quite possible.
Yeah. So there's very minimal heat
There,
from that.
Very
Very minimal.
nothing. If that was a rotary bath,
Yep.
Well, this
we'd
is
be
just
through that.
this would be just sitting out in the sun.
Yeah,
Yep.
correct. It's not even that, I don't think.
Yep.
It's not even that hot.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can certainly go around all those areas. And not have to worry about coming through.
And so the 2007 WRX is, we're talking sort of 10 plus years old here.
Yep.
Is that going to be at risk of burning through clear coat and anything like that?
No, it shouldn't be. Like I say, again, you're going to start off with the yellow.
Yeah.
You know, the yellow compound, yellow pad.
Yeah.
Depending on the condition of the paint,
Yeah.
you're soon going to know how it's going to perform, what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, a car of that age is going to have less clear coat on it,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you're not going to be wanting to go too aggressive.
Yeah.
In some cases, you may not get all the deep scratches in that
Yeah.
out and everything else like
You
that.
can't be chasing 100%. You're going to be chasing 95 somewhere there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, dead right. Because otherwise, if you start getting into the blue Corsa,
Yeah.
foams and compounds, obviously you're going to be removing a bit more clear and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have one of those Micron clear
No,
depth
we don't
checkers.
have a paint depth gauge.
Yeah,
No.
paint depth gauge.
Is that something that you would recommend for someone who's doing, a hobbyist car here and there?
If they're their own vehicles, probably not.
Yeah.
If they're doing them for someone
Yeah.
and getting paid for it or something, they'd probably want to check.
Yeah.
Because if you're under about 10 microns on your clear coat and everything else, you wouldn't want to touch it. So yeah, I would think if they're doing it as a job or getting into it as a detailer, or definitely you
And
want
what's
to
the
look
accuracy like? Are they really good, or are they just?
They're
sort of,
pretty good. I know Jason Rose mentioned last year when he came out here that he'd had a couple of them. He bought a really expensive one.
Yeah.
He found it quite complicated and things like that.
Yeah.
He went back to just his cheap one. So
Right.
they're a couple $100 for a run-of-the-mill one, and they seem to work. Like I said, if you take this off here, you take that pad off and you actually start this machine. You hear the feel of that. You start that machine and you just let me know what you think. So how did you find that without a pad on it?
So you can see my arm is vibrating. You know, it feels awful. If I was to polish a car for sort of 2 hours using this, I'd hate this.
Your hands would be tingling.
Hands would be sore. My arm would feel horrible. No, I don't think I'd enjoy that.
Yeah. So now if you put the pad on,
So this pad is really light. I don't know
yeah,
how heavy it is, but
it probably weighs less than a biscuit.
yeah.
We line it up there. All right, give it a
Right,
crack.
now do the same.
Wow.
And once it's actually on the vehicle,
Yeah.
completely balances out the machine.
Yeah. My arm's not even vibrating. There's minimal vibration through there with that pad. So putting that on there, oh wow, that makes such a huge difference.
So this is how Rupes design their
Yeah.
tools and everything,
Yeah.
so that everything works perfectly
Yeah.
in balance,
Yeah.
with the right size pads
Yeah.
on the right size backing plate.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that is very well balanced. I'm impressed by that.
What we'll do here is we'll have a play with a few of the tools. I guess we'll
Yeah.
have a go. And
Yeah,
and
I
see
think
what these
you
feel
guys need to
like.
get in there and
Yeah.
have a try and
Yeah.
just see what you think. And certainly, we'll give this area up here through here a go.
Yeah.
Just see how it feels. So yeah, as I said, you don't have to have a lot of weight on it.
Yeah.
It's just getting
I
that.
think maybe I've applied too much pressure there.
Just speed and
What's the best way to hold this one? Just hand on the front?
yeah, just hand on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Then get it to do that and then
Yeah.
do that.
And same with this. You know, just go along here and then along there.
And it's round probably use the smaller one and then.
Yeah, and that's right. But like I say, you know, you do most of these areas. Go right around here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
You've got that little bit extra pad just to get in and around there.
That's right. See, we're not hitting on the backing pad or anything.
Yeah.
We can get right up to our handle.
Yeah.
You actually see a lot of the defects
There's a big
going.
scratch there.
Yeah.
But
then you see those there, and then what you do, you just slow down a bit. You do a couple more passes in this area, just slow your passes down.
it's like a metallic plate to make, right? Like there's metallic plate.
Yeah, there is. Like I say, you're better off to slow it down, slow your hand movement down, do an extra pass or something, than going, oh yeah, racing through it, and then going, oh, I've missed that. That sort of stuff there doesn't matter. You don't have to tape it out or anything else like that. Compound will clean off if there's any
That's just
around
a little
it.
bit of PPF, is it?
Yeah, it is.
So this is probably perfectly placed for these types of areas here, isn't
exactly.
it? All of this.
Yeah,
this
put a
type
bit of
stuff.
compound on it, run around them, have a go.
So this here, if we go to a new panel, new piece, we're getting new product.
Yeah, basically you're
dots.
applying the 2 dots in that
Per panel.
Per panel. Okay. And so when you get bigger doors and things like that, you may find that you're doing it a couple of times. We might go over it once and then clean it down and go, hey, I'm going to give that a little bit longer. You know. So at the end of the day, you want to spend 3 hours doing it than 2 hours and not do it right.
Exactly. The difference in pressure between not stalling and stalling is so fine,
It's just
and
fine.
then it's bugger all. You're putting
It's a
hardly
fine line.
anything on there.
Yep.
Whereas I know that polishing in the past, I've been putting way too much.
Yeah.
Way too
way
much
too
pressure.
I feel like when I first had a go with that just before, I was too much pressure. I've eased it off on this, and
It's a real fine line between it.
you feel like you're in a bit more control. You're not so tense doing it.
That's right, you're not tense, you're just letting the machine and the compound, the pads all work together.
So I feel like you could almost do it without the hand on it.
All you're doing is really
just
guiding it. All you're really doing is guiding it.
Yeah. You haven't done along here, have you?
No, I'm just work this little area here to. Oh yeah.
So in a few spots here, there's a few deeper scratches. So would this be the chance where you'd go green, or would you go straight to blue?
I'd probably go green with the blue compound.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just because I don't like the throw off from the blue pad.
Throw off from the blue.
Yeah. But and I don't think you'd have to go that aggressive to get those finer marks.
Yeah.
No.
So yellow's definitely your starting spot.
Definitely
and you
your
go up
starting
and down
spot,
from there.
and
Wherever
then you
you
just go up and down from there.
Yeah.
So these through the I think in this part of this panel,
Yep.
there's probably a few that are a little bit deeper in there. So just another pass again
Just
through
another
this, and you
pass,
think that
yeah.
would
I think that
more
would
product, or just using what you've got?
You
on
could
there?
probably just go through just using the same product again and just do another pass over it. There is a couple of deeper ones in there.
Might kind of go that as a. Might just go to there and see the difference.
Yeah.
In
Just go up over those couple there and just see.
we've got no product spread, do we? So we can kind of start on. Yeah, just that extra pass made a huge difference.
Yeah.
When I look at the one side to the other.
So really now this pad has got quite a bit of compound in it.
Yeah.
So it's done basically with us playing around, I'd say half a car.
Yeah.
Okay. I would at this stage change to another pad.
Yeah.
Okay. Let that compound dry out a little bit and then give it a clean out and a blowout with just an air gun. All right. It will clean up now.
Yeah. Is it easy when it's dry, is it?
It's easier when it's dry, but basically it's just a clean up.
Yeah.
So that's fine, you can continue on with this pad now if you wanted to, but a lot of the guys, I say to them,
Yeah.
start at the back or the front of the car.
Yeah.
When you get to the back, swap out your pad.
Yeah.
That one will dry out a little bit, the compound will dry up a bit.
Yeah.
All right, when you get around the other side,
Yeah.
blow that one out,
Yeah.
swap them out again.
Swap them out.
So yeah, just swap them out. But that's fine to continue
Carry on.
on with. Right? When you see compound loading and everything, and the pads have got lines up round here where there's been that much compound gone into them.
Yeah.
One, that tells me they're not being cleaned regular enough.
Yeah.
And that's when you can start to, the pads start to deteriorate.
Okay.
So.
And how often would you be blowing out the pads?
Oh, I'd blow them out at the end of every, like one side of a car.
Yeah.
Give them a blowout.
Yeah.
Or we've got the Rupes brush with
Yeah.
the claw and things. Just brush them off.
Yeah.
You can do that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a problem. If you haven't got compressed air, just give them a brush off.
Yeah.
But probably better to let the compound dry a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, like this one here, it's drier. And just blow it out. Another thing you can do also is water bottle.
Yeah.
Spray water bottle if you're not planning on using your pads till the next day or something. Just a light mist, spray it, okay, and then blow it out. Okay. And that'll just give the pad a little bit of a wash. You can wash them out, rinse them and things like that, but obviously you're not going to use it straight away because it's going to be wet.
When you're all done, the car's all done, what do you do to wash your pads for the next time? Can you put them in the washing machine or?
No, just rinse them out.
Just
give them a rinse, or like I say, spray mist water bottle, give them a spray, blow them off, even give them another spray, blow them off, let them dry. Keep them in a bag or in the kits if you can. Okay, the last thing you want is them face down on the ground or
collecting dust and stuff.
Exactly, collecting dust, picking up, so yeah, keep them clean as you can. So here we are now, we've got the iBrid Nano. We've put the power pack in it. So that we're not running off a battery, so it's basically just turn it on. We've got the rotary setting in it, so this is just spinning. So this is what you would use for a lot of your edge work. So we want to work around edges, up around the edges and everything. Obviously we've got the 70mm pad, so then you can then run over with your BigFoot random orbital. It's on the power pack, so you're not worrying about batteries or anything dying. It's variable speed again. Okay.
So we just sort of spread on 2 and then go to 4.
Again, you always spread slow. Obviously, because this is on the rotary setting, we've got the blue pad, which is the coarse pad. Obviously using the coarse compound, so you'd be wanted to remove a few of those deeper scratches and things like that. Remember, this is rotary. You can still burn through if you're not careful. You can still have problems with it, but because it doesn't have a lot of weight and it doesn't have a lot of power, it's a lot less likely than having like a 150mm.
Stalls a lot easier, does it?
Well, so, but it's still a very powerful little machine. I wouldn't hold it on an edge for a long period of time or anything like that. It's basically to whip around and do your edge work. Start it down low. Put your compound on, okay. Now, like I said, with the open cell foam and everything and the coarser compound, you do get a little bit more throw off, a little bit more powder and things like that. It can be a little bit messy. Not so bad on the Nano because it's not big, but certainly if you put it on the 15 or 21 or something, obviously you've got a bigger pad area, a lot of sling. So, so just as you can see. But the beauty with the Nano is you can get right up to your edges.
You've got quite a lot of control with that as well.
Oh, you've got a heap of control.
And this is a long neck version of this. You can also get this in a short neck, but obviously you can get into a whole lot more areas comfortably with the long neck.
But you can work around your edges. Obviously, because it's a rotary, you still got that swirl action, as you can see. So we're only trying to clean up our edges.
Yeah.
You know, obviously a few deeper scratches and things, which you get, these deeper scratches in here we'd get if we just went to perhaps the green pad with the green compound, or you just went that next step up a bit coarser. But like I say, a safe go-to is always, you know, start with the yellow and then figure out which way you want to go. So just work those little scratches a bit. You don't want the compound drying out too much. They're diminishing abrasive in the compound, so basically what that means, as you work it, it breaks down the abrasive, so you're basically going from, you're starting out as a coarser cut, and it's getting finer and finer and finer as you go.
Is that the same with all of the Rupes polishes, or is that specific to this one that we're using?
No, it's the same with all of them.
Okay, same with all of them.
Same with all of them. Yeah. I've only got that on one, so it's not doing, it's on a very low thing. So you can see when I crank it up, it gets moving. So, and it still cleans up reasonably well, but it does, you do just get a bit more throw off with it, if you see it. You'll notice there is a bit of cloudiness to it.
Okay.
Okay, that's because of the coarser compound with the coarser pad.
Right.
Obviously we've got a black car and everything. You can see that sort of milkiness to it.
Yep.
So
Those oils and stuff are a bit harder to get off.
correct, and this is never usually a one-step process. This is what I say when it's.
Yep.
We can do most of this with a yellow pad.
Yep.
One step and everything, but if you get something a bit worse, then it's generally two steps.
Yeah.
Coarse pad, coarse compound, run over it, and then you generally have to go over with the
yellow.
Probably
with the
coming
yellow.
along yellow versus
Now you
white,
come,
or-
now you come along with the yellow.
Yellow,
Okay. The yellow will remove all those straight away, and the finer little scratches it'll pick up.
But I see exactly what you mean with the cloudiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just see a little bit of cloudy.
That's just the residue from your compound.
Gotcha. That definitely, I mean, there's barely 3 passes that I've done there because you can't do too much vertical, but that's made a big difference around that. And I guess that's one of your high contact areas. You're going in on your handles all the time, so this is probably going to be around any car, probably one of the worst areas.
Correct.
Yeah.
As I was saying to you too about just holding it flat, you can actually see too when the pad's working, you can actually see by the pattern that it makes how much you don't want to be up on the edge like that. As you can see, it's just chipping away at it.
Yeah.
All right. You can actually see the trail, how it's left it.
So there you have it. We've had a play with all of the 3 machines here. We've learned about some of the basics as to using these, some of the things that you don't want to do, and definitely some of the things that you do want to do. In particular, some of the combinations of the different products. So I've got a far better understanding myself now. I feel a bit more confident to start on.
And just talking with Bevan, I feel safe that I can go home with some products and I'm not going to do any damage to the paint. I'm not going to blow through clear coat. It's given me confidence to do this in my own garage, you know.
Well, I hope so, because I don't want any complaints about my training or anything.
No, absolutely, training has been absolutely fantastic. So the plan from here on out, guys, is Wyatt Machine Tools has been kind enough to send us home with a couple of boxes with these 2 machines here. So we're going to play with them in the garage. We're going to get really comfortable with the use for them, and we're going to hopefully wrap this all up by the end of September with a full detailed series on the
blue 2007 WRX. So time on the tools is definitely important for us, so we get confident and we can deliver some good content for you guys, and hopefully we do this correctly.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just take your time, you know. You don't have to rush.
Absolutely.
It's not a race.
So if you have any questions at all about any of the content today, feel free to drop a comment below. We'll, if we can't answer it, we'll get in touch with Bevan here and we'll get some answers for you. Otherwise, you know, huge thanks to Wyatt Group for supplying the time, and the training today.
Much appreciated. Omni
yeah,
Garage really appreciate
No,
it. So
and
thank you so
thanks-
much for that.
No, thanks very much for Omni Garage for coming down, and
Yep.
great to meet you guys. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, let's do some more in the future as well.
So if you're interested in any of these tools or any of the products that we've used today, wyatt.co.nz, or check the link in the description below, and you'll be able to find the whole range here, including all the kits, all the individual products. So thanks for watching Omni Garage today. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because there is plenty more comment on these Rupes polishers to come.